Just when I thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating the force and the power to live a better. Just know that love and joy and peace is one in all of the same space. That you were chosen just like God. Your energy. That's right. Only you can make the change. Share your energy. Shine so bright from darkness to light. From darkness to light. Yeah. And you'll find your way out. Yeah. Oh, it won't seem way out. Yeah. The power of God will flow through you from way out. You'll feel it from deep within, and from there you can begin. From darkness to light. From darkness to light.
Alchemize your energy. From darkness to light. From darkness to light. What's up, guys? Y'all don't get to see me now. So let me just get up on here, get on screen, and talk to y'all. I don't know, there's something weird going on with my camera. When I take my glasses off, okay, it was lightening up and then it was getting dark. See, look, what is this about? What is that? And then when I put them on, it gets dark. Okay, it's not doing it. Good. See, I don't know what to do about that. It's so weird. I don't know what kind of setting that is, but whatever, right? So, Just Pearly Things and Anna had this debate, and child, Just Pearly Things freezes up, y'all. She froze up. Child, I mean, I could just play the snippets of it, but I want to play the whole debate so I can just see what is the problem, bro. And I'm kind of laughing because I'm like, that's what she gets. That she's an a-hole. Just Pearly Things she is not on our side for females, so she is not on the women's side. And she talking about how we just need to be quiet, be in the kitchen, and we need to submit and this, that, the other. Well, why would the Creator submit to its creation? We have babies. We create the baby. We make the babies. We gonna submit to what we push out. But let's not get into that. People might label me a feminist. Anyways, let me go ahead and play this thing right here, child. This girl, honey, she is gonna sit up here and look stupid as a mug, and I'm here for it. Yes, I am here for it. I'm being completely messy right now. Yes, because I do not like how the rhetoric that this lady is talking. And I'm so happy that whatever her name is, Anna Kasparian, that she gave.
Women are a dominant and indispensable force. Like in the healthcare industry, where they make up nearly 80% of workers, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's 16.4 million women. When it comes to education, in 1960, women earned less than 35%.
How you gonna get on my thing and tell me to stop talking so much? Shut up. You stop talking so much. You over here listening so much. Be quiet.
Of all bachelor's degrees. Today, they earn roughly 58% of all bachelor's degrees, which Pearle herself benefited from after graduating from Elmhurst University. Women also earn over 60% of master's degrees. I hope to hear Pearle explain how a more educated and skilled population somehow translates to cultural decline, especially as we compete with China in this increasingly multipolar world. The modern feminist movement also had a major impact on decreasing domestic violence, and that's according to the US Department of Justice. Rates of intimate partner violence decreased by more than 60% from 1994 to 2010. And that's thanks to protective order statutes and funding for shelters beginning in the 1970s and 80s. Not only did the two-income household become more financially resilient, especially during economic downturns, women gained the ability to leave abusive relationships, an outcome correlated with improved child health and educational attainment. A culture that protects people from violence is not one that's indicative of cultural decline. Pearle herself has benefited greatly from the feminist movement, thanks to Title IX in 19.
I don't know what she's writing down because she is not going to be able to. Child, she can barely even argue. She over here writing stuff down like she really gonna say.
1972, signed by Nixon, of course. Sex-based discrimination in any school program or activity that receives federal funding is prohibited. Pearle herself had a rather impressive record playing for Elmhurst University's volleyball team, having earned all conference honors as a senior. She later pursued professional volleyball in London. She could have stayed in the United States and served in her role as a traditional woman, but she didn't. And she could have been the traditional chaste woman living out her dream of everything women were supposed to do before feminism, but she is neither traditional nor chaste by her own admission. While feminists would have no problem with her personal choices, she has made a career bashing women for theirs. Critics often argue that modern feminism has weakened families and resulted in a lower birth rate. They tend to dismiss empirical evidence demonstrating the insidious impact of the.
I don't go to church. You want to listen, you on a female's channel that is not all into all that nonsense like God, woman, children, whatever. God said it best, God, man, woman, and children. That order. Please, child, who said that? Based on what? Some book? Come on now. Ain't no such thing as all this, whatever this BS rule, God first, man, woman, then children. God is within all of us. Stop playing with me. God is within everything in the world, in everything on this earth. So if you so nothing comes before the other.
Internet, social media, on modern relationships. They also brush economic instability under the rug, despite young people.
There's many more schools of thoughts out there other than the Bible. Go do some research and look up some other things. Go look up, go be well-rounded. Don't only read one book.
Citing their personal finances as the main reason why they're holding off on marriage in the first place. In lieu of discussing those factors, Pearle spends much of her time discouraging men from getting married in the first place. During her debate with Trent Horn, she declared that men are better off shacking up without ever getting married. Her reasoning? Women are too fat and STD infected.
25%, that's a lot.
You did say that. She didn't stop to think about how they contracted the STDs in the first place.
Boring.
Data from the National Library of Medicine show that modern men are just as promiscuous as modern women. Men and women are in bad shape, and in the United States, we can discuss why, but feminism is not the reason.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Nice job.
All right.
Okay.
Good job. All right. Let's
You
see.
got 5 minutes. You're going to be on the clock.
See what
Let's go.
Pearle has to say.
Most debaters and commentators are elitists who tell average Americans from their ivory towers what to think and how to feel. My answer to this question not only comes from covering current events and researching the facts, data, and statistics, but also in my professional experience interviewing over 1,000 people in America and Western nations. Feminism has given women power, and power corrupts. And that's what's happening. Feminism is robbing men of their disposable income.
Is Pearle things? Is she even married or anything? She don't even got no man. See, she up there talking about something that's just an illusion, imaginary thing to her. She's not even that skinny. Women are fat. Are you talking about yourself, ma'am? STDs. Are you talking about yourself? Because I don't have any STDs. What is she talking about? I don't know. Maybe it's the younger generation. Maybe they're talking about the young kids. I know I ain't got no. I might be fat, but I ain't got no STD. So whatever.
And their prime earning years. Feminism has empowered women. It has empowered women to be sexually promiscuous. Feminists say that they fought for women to not subject themselves to the approval of men.
Who said I wanted to be married? I don't want to be married. I never wanted to be married. Listen, I got my own house. I don't want to get married to someone and have to worry about if anything happened to me, my house goes to my husband and not my children. So no, I'm not married. I never strived for marriage. It was never a wish of mine. If I wanted to be married, if that was a wish of mine or something was striving for, like I just, oh, one day, I'm gonna do. I was never like in my head, like I just want to have the white dress and walk down the aisle and all my family and friends. That is a nightmare to me. Walking down. If I got married, it'd probably be in Vegas, like going through a drive-through somewhere. You okay? 1, 2, 3. You're married. All right, that's enough. I don't want everybody coming looking at me walking down no damn aisle. Leave me alone. I'm kind of antisocial like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I chose to be a DJ, because I was like, I could DJ, play my records up in the club and be elevated above and don't even have to really talk to nobody. So, I kind of choose jobs where I don't really have to interact with too many people. So I never necessarily wanted to be married, to be quite honest. So there's different strokes for different folks. Everybody is not looking for marriage. All women are different. People think that marriage is like the pinnacle. Like everybody needs to be. That should be the height of everybody. Every woman should be the height of what they was getting married. I'm like, because after a while, you get on. People get on my nerves. After a while, I'm like, okay, give me some space, So yeah, everybody's not trying to be married.
Why then are 5 to 10% of women between the ages of 18 to 25 on OnlyFans or other prostitution websites? There are more online prostitutes in America than female Walmart employees. Okay. 1 of 3 women will catch an STD at some point in their lifetime. 90% will catch HPV, which is incurable. Feminism has empowered women to abort 1/8 of the world population and 1/3 of Gen Z. Feminists have been so empowered to commit paternity fraud. Paternity fraud is unpunished in any state in the USA or any country in the West. If done correctly, a man will have to pay for a child he was fooled into believing was his until that child reaches maturity. In some states, that man will also have to pay for that kid's college. That is slavery and is forbidden under the 13th Amendment. 1/3 of paternity tests are negative by the American Association of Blood Banks. Feminism has empowered women to rob men of their time, their resources, their reputation, their children, and in the most extreme cases, their lives. They do this through child support, alimony, false allegations, and paternity fraud. How many people in this arena have a brother, a father, an uncle, or a friend who has gone through this meat grinder?
And do you think she gets like some play after this? Like dudes be like, yeah, I love you, Miss Pearly things, and be trying, like she got like groupies. Because I'm trying to figure out what is the angle here? Like what? Who would just be saying all this crazy stuff? Like, what is the goal? What is the point? Can she even have kids? I never even seen her with a man. Like, does she even have a boyfriend? She dresses like a stud. Like she one of them, like that she's gay or something. I don't even believe there's something up with this girl.
Has been on the air for 15 years and is completely oblivious to these issues. It's a silent genocide of the lives of millions of men. Standing on the sidelines of the arena, I have 33-year combat veteran Terrence Pop. He served through 3 wars and was almost killed in 2. He got married, had 2 children, and served in the United States Army. Terrence Pop was deployed to Iraq.
Did she invite the guy to the thing like this is like a presidential election? Like the presidential debate, she had him come so that the camera can take a picture. Like, come on now, this is getting ridiculous. Let's go.
Iraq in 2004, and as a member of the airborne infantry, he was wounded by a roadside bomb and suffered a TBI and a stroke from the blast. He was evacuated out of the country, and it took over 2 years until he had recovered. While he was recovering, his wife was plotting to divorce him. His wife murdered his 6-year-old chocolate lab out of spite because he filed for divorce first. When he confronted her, the response he got was, "I told you I did not want you living here." At this point, he was forced to leave the marital home and live out of his car. The divorce took away his home, his children, and left him penniless and saddled with a child support payment he could not afford. Terrence had to pay $144,000 over a 12-year period for a divorce that his wife was empowered by feminists to plan and execute. Terrence went into court to fight for 50-50 custody. Terrence was called a murderer.
And this is stupid. And she talking about one guy. Do you know how many women are killed by men every day? This one woman, she told me, "Yeah, I had to pay for alimony and child support." But women be getting killed when a woman leave a man. You better watch out. Some of these men will come after you and will never stop. They will keep coming after you, showing up at your job and all kind of wild stuff. It happens. People are crazy on both ends. You got crazy women, you got crazy men. Why are we pretending like women are the only ones that be wilding out? I mean, I think that Pearly thinks this is like a self-hating woman. She looks in the mirror at herself and she just cringes because there's no way that you could have this much disdain for women. So only, or maybe it's that she's so desperate that wants to be with a man so bad that she just is against all women, you know. But honey, talking like this is not gonna get you no man. Don't no man want no woman that's like a pick me this bad. Come on now, you're gonna be ran over like a doormat.
And an assassin in open court and was given 96 hours a month with his children. 96 hours a month is not a father. While homeless, he spoke to many other men who would never get off the streets due to child support arrearages and penalties, and the men constantly getting arrested for unpaid child support. The disparage of losing his children and his home, and his PTSD and constant pain from his wounds, he became suicidal. While at his post in 2008, a former commander of his came to see him to secretly say his last goodbyes. The next day, Mr. Pop's former commander put on his dress blues and went to the Holy National Veteran Cemetery and blew his brains out. Terrence Pop was notified of the death and was shocked because he was planning to commit suicide in the exact same manner. So in effect, his former commander took the bullet that was meant for him. Terrence Pop decided he would not kill himself and has spent the last 20 years saving 576 men from suicide with comedy. If you look to the left of the stage, Terrence is holding the dog tags for every life that he has saved. Now, why am I telling you this? Shout out to Terrence. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Now, why am I telling you this? Because men and American veterans are put in this position because of the empowerment that feminists like Anna have pushed for. There are millions of men that have died in this country from the political power that feminism pushes.
Is this feminism or just a crazy bitch? I think that people get feminism and crazy bitch mixed up together. Like, well, no, it's just a crazy bitch. It ain't got nothing to do with feminism. It's just a bitch crazy. Well, he was about to commit suicide, bro. Like, he crazy too. Come on, now you about to commit suicide. She crazy. She putting you through hell. She trying to do this. She trying to kill his dog. This is not feminism. This is crazy bitch syndrome. Like, this was delusion. Probably a little bit of bipolar, a little bit of schizo. Who knows what this lady's issue is? Psychotic, whatever's going on. And she's trying to equate that to feminism. You're reaching, ma'am. You're reaching. But I'm telling you, this whole debate gets ridiculous. It's like this whole feminism debate, people just are reaching with this whole thing. Feminism is nowhere the animal it used to be back in the 60s and 70s.
Since 1970, an estimated 1.6 million men have committed suicide.
Time. Stop it.
If feminists cared about equality, why aren't they fighting for equality in divorce and family court as hard as they are fighting for abortion, working, or becoming sex workers? Thank you.
Okay, this is gonna be a heavy one. We're gonna go now to the opening interrogations. We have 10 minutes. Do we have that on the clock? Yeah, it's fading in there. Okay, take it away. 10 minutes.
You need to pay for the whole time, child.
Who's interrogating who?
Whoever wants to begin.
Aside from the specific anecdote that you shared, which of course is tragic, can you cite some actual studies that look at the statistics and back up what you say in regard to the outcomes of marriage and divorce in America?
41% of 109 rape cases reported to police in a Midwestern city were admitted to be false by complaint.
Girl, doesn't this seem like a person reading like a second grade, like a report of, stand in front of the class and read your school report? Who debates like this? She should be able to know the stuff off the top of her head if that's what her stance is.
In one Midwestern city? And which Midwestern city was that?
You can go from your ivory tower and
I'm not in an ivory tower. I'm on this debate stage interrogating your assertions, and you've only provided an anecdote.
Right.
Because if you look at the data, which I did, of course, you'll find that women are twice as likely to fall into poverty after divorce.
Right, because they can't
alimony
stop
is paid
spending.
out in 10% of divorces.
Yep.
According to the Census Bureau, the average child support payment is $441 a month, and only 60%
Right, but how
of
much are
those
they
payments
making?
get paid out.
How much?
Women do not get child custody 90% of the time, as you have asserted before. In fact, 95% of custody cases are mutually agreed upon outside of the courtroom. Women get full custody 40% of the time. Men do get full custody 20% of the time. And 40% of the time, it's shared custody, which I think is the ideal situation.
I don't even think no man want to take care of their babies 24 hours. Listen, ain't no man gonna even want full custody like that unless it's like it's a dire straight situation. No, ain't no man. They gonna be like, I gotta go to work. You know what I'm saying? So Pearly things is, what is she talking about? That they're fighting for custody and all this other crazy stuff, and women get custody. That's because most of the time that they usually come to an agreement because both of them got to work. If a woman gets full custody, she got to clean the house, work, everything like that. If the man gets custody, he gets to see the baby every once in a while on the weekends, whatever. But for the most part, both people got to work. They can't. They're gonna need to share responsibility. Hopefully, if God willing. But sometimes it don't even happen. I don't know where Pearle is getting her stats from. I think she said she interviewed some people.
Situation, assuming that neither spouse is abusive.
And Pearle, excuse me, before you respond, if you could take your microphone out and hold it, it would be easier to hear you.
Okay.
Right, while you're reading the papers and stuff.
Alimony and medical care and dental are not covered by that, so a lot of times it does go above 50%. Again, you can go through the facts, the data, and the statistics and manipulate them any way that you want.
It's not
But
manipulation.
there are
Those are the
1.6
stats.
million. There are 1.6 million men in this country. Men are 9 times more likely to commit suicide after a divorce.
Compared to women, what's the number for women?
It's lower.
Really? What is it? Comparative analysis is real difficult for you, isn't it?
Okay.
Go ahead, Pearle.
What's your next question?
You have asserted that men shouldn't get married, that instead they should shack up.
I didn't say that.
You did say that with
did
Trent
not say
Horn, word for word. You said it makes more sense for them to shack up, live with a girlfriend instead of getting married. Do you think the advice that you give to men is the type of advice that will fulfill their lives? Because I'll tell you one thing, the best part of my life is my husband. I love my husband. He's my rock. He's my foundation. And no, my husband is number one. I love my career, but you know what my career did? When I met my husband, my career was already established. He, on the other hand, was couch surfing. He was in debt, and didn't know what he wanted to do with his life. I married him anyway. You want to know why? Because I had the economic freedom to marry for love, not for some Chad to take care of me.
How tall is he?
Oh, he's 6'1", about your height. None. I don't want kids.
Let's not do shouting questions from there, please.
Right, why do you look at the audience? How many kids you got?
Okay, what's your question?
Oh my God.
I mean, you don't really have much to answer, so I don't know what else to ask you. Do you think you're helping men by discouraging them from entering fulfilling marriages?
What happens to men if they don't pay child support?
I mean,
What happens? What happens, Anna?
how many men do you think get
What
arrested?
happens to
I don't know
men
what the
when they
number
don't
is, but the idea that
happens
there's
to
like a
men when
huge
they
number
don't-
of men getting arrested for not
What
doing
happens?
what they're supposed to do.
What happens? What happens, Anna? What happens? Like she was really trying to get, like she thought that she ate with that. What happens to kids when they don't get paid child support? How did they go to jail? They get their license taken from them. They get their money stipend from their check. Like, yeah, okay. Take care of your child. You shouldn't even. If you have a good relationship with the child's mother, you wouldn't even be on child support. If the mom don't have to get on welfare, if you taking care of your child, she won't even have to use child support. Why do you think people end up on child support? Either the mother ends up having to use welfare for medical benefits, health benefits, because the father is not working, or don't put the kids on his medical benefits, or don't have a substantial job enough to do it. So you need to put your children on Medicaid. So in order to do that, guess what? You got to file. You have to file child support. You have to register with the attorney general. So, I mean, I don't get what she's saying.
Care of their children, it's not a huge issue.
What happens to men when they don't
Really,
pay child support?
only 60% of child support payments get paid out.
You got to allow her to interrogate you, not them. You got to stop yelling questions at her.
You can minimize men's problems all you want, but I don't think you understand how privileged of a position you're in.
In what way? How am I privileged?
Men are the ones that are on the hook for child support. Men are the ones that are on the hook for alimony. It's easy for you to tell men to just take the risk when
any parent, if the children are in whoever parent's custody, any parent can file child support. If my child was with her father instead of with me, then he could file child support on me. When my daughter spent a year with my aunt, she filed child support on me, and then I had to pay child support for the time that my daughter was with my aunt while I was getting situated in Dallas. And it took me a year to get on my feet here, and she filed child support. And that's just what happens. People file child support in order to get you to pay or whatever. It took me a while to get on my feet. Finally, I was more focused on getting the house and getting my daughter back from my aunt. And so I had to pay child support. I don't know what people are talking about. Yes, anybody who has custody of the child can make the other child, the parent of the child, pay child support. Period. If you're a grandparent and you have custody of your grandchild, you can make the granddaughter, the daughter, pay you child support. That's how it works.
we're not in that position.
So are you asserting that men shouldn't pay child support following a divorce? Do you believe that women should be financially responsible 100% after a divorce?
Feminists wanted to be equal. So I say be equal. If you guys want equality, 50-50 custody, no child support, no alimony, no special privileges.
Alimony is paid out in 10%
It doesn't
of
matter
divorces.
if you're part of the 10%.
It does matter. It does matter because you make it seem like it's a widespread issue when it's only 10%.
The 10 years doctrine is a sexist law against men. That's sexist.
How is it sexist if a woman decided to forego a career, decided to be a stay-at-home mother, and the marriage doesn't work out? She has no job. She has no income. So you think it's unfair to get support from her ex-husband so she can raise the kids?
60%,
so she can pay.
60% of kids under 5 have daycare. Daycare is an option now. You wanted to be men.
Do you know how much daycare costs?
You wanted to be men. Here you
Do you know how much daycare costs? Do you think it's free?
Let her answer.
A lot of things are expensive, Anna. I mean,
that's not an answer.
Women have 85% of consumer spending. Women spend money all the time. You spend money on hair dye. You spend money on Botox. You spend money.
You should think about it. I sure am.
Now,
You spend money
this is where
all of the
the
time.
debate is getting real catty. Okay, you should think about getting Botox. Wow. So women debates they're gonna have some kind of ad hominem attacks, and honey, she's giving it to her.
Yep.
So you wanted to be men. Here it is. You're equal. Pay for daycare.
Equality means that when you have a child or children, you're both responsible. So the idea that the woman should take 100% of the costs on herself without any help from her husband or ex-husband is ridiculous. How is that fair?
Well, how is it fair that he doesn't get 50-50 custody?
Well,
first of all,
why
are you
I
asserting
told
that
you
they
it's a
don't?
terrible debate. Listen, listen. Pearle is about to freeze up, y'all. Listen, Pearle thing. She could be good. She's good when she's in front of her computer or when she's got a small audience. But when she is faced with a reasonable opponent, face to face, she freezes. And that's exactly what she's fixing to do. She's fixing to freeze, y'all.
His DNA. Why can't he have 50% custody? Where
There
has
was a
feminists
study.
done?
Let me answer your question, even though I should be interrogating you. I'll answer your question. Massive study out of Massachusetts that looked at 24,000 divorces. In those 25 divorces, they found that in only 8% of cases did men ask for custody. 8%.
Right, because the average American can't afford divorce fees, Anna.
But women
it
can
costs
afford to raise the children by themselves without support
No,
from the ex-husband. How does that make sense?
It does not cost $25,000 to get a divorce, bro. I heard you could type something up in the newspaper and say I'm getting a divorce or something like that and divorce somebody. It don't cost $25,000 to get a divorce. Where?
We're both talking.
You're complaining about the costs while simultaneously arguing that a woman should not get child support in order to raise the children that the former couple had together.
Cost money,
are you guys
by the
equal
way.
or not? You want to
Yes,
be equal.
equality.
You know what? You can tell the people don't got no kids. Because all this arguing they talked about, it could have been dead. Like, do you know how much it costs to raise a child? First of all. Just the diapers. I mean, just that first year when they on the diapers and everything, honey, that is, man, diapers. And if you're not breastfeeding, Infamil and whatever, all the Gerber, whatever, all that stuff. All that pooping they doing and eating and pooping. Come on now. And they growing every 5 minutes. Got to get new clothes every few months. Come on. Kids are expensive. Just me and my daughter's in all these activities, honey. I spend about $200, $300 a month just in activities. Okay, it costs money to raise kids. That's how you can tell when two people ain't got no kids. Because honey, I would have been like, man, what are you talking about?
Means that you're both responsible for raising the children, and that includes the costs of raising the children.
So you should have equality, but not at the expense of men. 50-50 custody, 50-50.
$180.
No child support, no alimony. That's equality. You don't want
alimony
equality.
Makes sense if the woman was a stay-at-home mother and doesn't have a source of income. How else would she take care of the kids following a divorce?
By getting a job just like the men.
Women can have jobs.
So you're saying that a woman who doesn't have recent job history is just going to willy-nilly enter the job force and workforce, I should say, and easily get hired? Do you guys care about this? So do you care about the children or not? Because you're making this about like the poor husband, the poor ex-husband who doesn't want to pay the child support, doesn't want, to take on any of the responsibilities of having children in the first place. Why is it that you seem to have a problem with men carrying out their responsibilities? But when it comes to
men are dying to care about their responsibilities. Men are fighting to be a part of their kids' lives.
What's the empirical data on that?
I don't need data. How many people in here have had a family or a friend fight for their kid and not be able to get it? The reason that this happens, Anna, is because lawyers tell them not to fight because it's so expensive and they won't win.
What is that based on?
Based on me.
You have to provide, look, Pearle, I am open to be convinced, but I need more than anecdotes. I need more than vibes and feelings, because we're talking about something serious here. We're talking about raising children. We're talking about the shared responsibility of raising children. That, of course, includes the cost.
90% of disputed custody goes to women. That's not equal.
90%, that's a totally made up statistic. Where are you citing that from?
All right, let's take a break there because our time actually ran up. Those opening interrogations are over. Let's take a moment here. You guys want to grab a sip of water? All right. The next step is going to be 30 minutes. We're going to open it up. Again, open debate. I'd remind you guys, I know everyone's passionate about this. I get that, but we can't have multiple people debating at the same time, right? We've got one debater here. We got one debater here. Let's keep it here. All right. Let's put 30 minutes on the clock and let's begin the open debate. Pearle, I'll let you pick up here. Go ahead.
What happens to men when they don't pay child support?
There are consequences for it, especially when there's a court order for them to carry out their responsibility and pay child support so that child can be raised.
And what happens?
Do you think there shouldn't be legal responsibilities or legal consequences if they fail to carry out a court order to, you know, take care of their kids?
I've interviewed men that have paid millions of dollars in
Don't care about your interviews. Anecdotal evidence doesn't matter. What I need is actual statistic, empirical evidence. They should pay their child.
Bro, she just froze up. What's her answer? Where's her quick witty? She's usually like this. No, when she's on these shows, she is freezing up, y'all. She's freezing up. And I'm here for it. Pam Mulatto is on WhatsApp. How you doing?
Peace be upon you. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine.
Yes, and on the topic at hand, when I see Anna versus Pearl, in my estimation, this is a white on white conflict. So, I'm neutral on this particular conflict. Anna has said things that were anti-deporting the illegal aliens, which is detrimental to the Black American community if the illegal aliens are not deported. And Pearl has said things that were anti-Black American as well. So I like seeing the opposition against my ethnicity be opponents to each other, if that makes sense. I like the opponents of my ethnicity to find conflict with each other. So it's a beautiful thing. I find it to be very entertaining. On this particular topic at hand, when Pearl criticizes the feminist movement, now I would never say I agree with Pearl just because I'm neutral, but I will say that the feminists, they definitely engage in acts that have been detrimental against the Black American community. You have the feminists promoting the baby deletions. I don't want to say the A word and get your channel struck, but you have the feminists promoting the A words, the baby deletions, which has had a genocidal impact on the Black American community. So the feminists, they need to be criticized respectfully.
So do you think it's only feminists that were for abortion, or do you think it's just it was just a pro-life version? You think that this is a pro-life was a feminism debate?
My bad, I got a phone call. I missed what you said.
So you think that the pro-life movement was pro-choice movement was a feminist debate?
I would say that the feminists, the majority of them at least, the most vocal of them at least, they promoted the quote pro-choice movement for sure.
The only thing is that when you talk about that, I think that those type of clinics existed prior people to that, but they were done like subversive, like underground. And so I think that what people try to do is make it safer by bringing it into like a clinical setting versus it being back alley with
But
hangers and different wild stuff.
well,
So,
I had,
or prior to those clinics being open, people were using all kind of wild means to delete their babies. Baby deletion didn't just start when abortion clinics opened up. The Smortions clinic opened up. Those things existed prior to.
no, I never made that claim. But what I'm
Wild
saying
ways
is,
this is way before the feminist movement started.
no, I never made that claim. But what I am saying is, and just to respond to one of the points that you just made, you said essentially, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, that the feminists advocated for women to be able to delete their babies in a safe environment. My stance is it should always be dangerous when you're attempting to take the life of a baby. You should always
Right. So I guess there was people that believed in the right to choose, and the people that don't believe in the right to choose, the right to life, the right to choose, things like that. So I see what you're saying. That what if there's a situation that's like that, if a person if a I think there was the whole argument. There's different circumstances in which having a child is probably would not be advantageous. The person the different reasons why. So
well,
we
I just got a phone call.
right.
But are you able to tell me the last thing you heard me say?
You said it should be dangerous no matter if you're going to be deleting a child or fetus, that it should be dangerous anyway.
Anytime an adult is attempting to take the life of a baby, it should always be dangerous for that adult. The adult's life should be in danger if they are endangering the life of any baby. Yes, I meant that part. Additionally, yes, when I, as a lobbyist, advocated successfully, might I add, to overturn Roe versus Wade when I contacted the Supreme Court. Matter of fact, I'm gonna even shout out one of the Supreme Court justices, pardon me, Clarence Thomas. When I contacted not just me, but when we as anti-abortionists contacted the Supreme Court and we advocated to reverse Roe versus Wade to save the lives of babies throughout the entirety of the U.S., it was many of the feminists that advocated against overturning Roe versus Wade because they want to continue to delete the lives of the babies. So yes, the feminists, they must be criticized. Really,
Yeah, I don't think that everybody that this is happening is. I think that it was about choice. People wanted to have the right to choose whether or not, just like a man has a right to choose whether or not he wants to take care of his child.
well,
Just
when
like
you say choice, you have to be honest. You're speaking about a particular choice, which is killing the baby. That's
yeah,
the choice that is.
people
Oh,
kill
go ahead.
babies even after they have a baby. Right. That's called postpartum depression.
And that's the point. We should not legalize it,
Kill
right?
babies. Well, the thing is that like this society that we live in is very treacherous when it really comes down to it. Men are not really connected to their offspring as they at, at all.
But
And
that doesn't mean that we should legalize the treachery. Is my point.
well, this world is treacherous. That's what I say. I mean,
So should we legalize murder?
yes, I think we should. I think there should be less people on this earth.
Child support.
Should we? Well, before you speak past this,
$441
should we legalize
is
domestic
the
violence
I
average
against
think it
women?
child
should be a
support
free for all.
payment.
I think we should have like one day where just people like the purge.
So should we legalize domestic violence against women?
um, as long as it's legal the other way around, and then we could both off each other.
So you support domestic violence against women?
I support. We both should just whoop each other's ass and have a whole all out war with each other until there's no one else standing. I
Are you
support.
trolling?
complete annihilation. No, I mean, you're asking stupid fucking questions, so I'm giving you dumb answers. Anyway,
No,
no,
you're giving me dumb answers, but
yeah,
these are
no, like
logical questions.
of course I don't support domestic violence, and of course I can't say I've had abortion before, so I can't, I can't really. I got raped. I had an abortion. You know, I'm
And
not
I'm
gonna
sorry
have a
that that
child
happened to you.
rape me. I'm not gonna have the child of a rapist.
I
So,
won't speed past what you just said. I'll
oh,
acknowledge your trauma.
I don't. It's the thing is that and nobody can tell a person about what their decision that they made. When something like that happens. So a lot of people can speak from the outside looking in, but unless you experience it, you could have all these things to say about what a person's choice should be. But
And I don't want to dismiss your trauma. So I won't speak about your particular situation. In cases of grape, just for the sake of the algorithm, the grapists deserve to be killed, not the baby.
yeah, well, unfortunately, that's not the society we live in, and most people don't report their rapes. I didn't report mine.
And I hear you, and that's why I don't want to focus on your particular
Well,
situation.
I'm just
But
letting you
we,
know that is a real situation that people go through a lot. So when you're talking about the smortions, it happened where we got all those different situations happen. Incest, all type of different things happen for that situation. So we shouldn't just be like thinking that we go in there and thinking it's only about one thing. It's a lot of different circumstances that make people have to get that decide they want to do that.
and let me respond to what you're saying. You said this is the society that we live in, and as adults, we have an obligation to make our society better and more hospitable for our future generations. Now, I agree that grape is something that's very traumatic, but also killing the baby that is the result of this is also traumatic and is deadly. My point is, and you also brought up incest. The child of an incestuous union, does the child did nothing to deserve to be killed? Could we at least agree on that?
Even you want to get away from this panel. That's what I think. I think that even you want to get away from this panel saying bullshit like that, sir. So there you go. Deleted comment. Say something else or get in time out. Even my glasses want to get away from my face. Okay, whatever.
But could we at least agree that the children
I
did
think I
nothing
think
to
that we
deserve
should.
to be
I
killed?
think that what you need to do is just like worry about what you do with your household and not try to dictate what happens to other people because you don't know what another person's situation is.
But shouldn't we speak up for those that can't
A
speak for
lot, I think.
themselves?
Well, at the end of the day, that's up to God and that person. That listen, do you know a person that if you case somebody that you have to deal with that person with that life, it doesn't go away. So that is actually a
But
situation.
allow me to complete the sentence for the sake of the listeners.
No, for the
With
sake of
all due respect,
none of your
the
business. If you listen, whoever, if I can case somebody, and that's up to me, the judicial system, and whoever. You know what I'm saying? And me and that person. You everybody can else have an opinion, but at the end of the day, that is my situation. So it's great to have all these things while I'm speaking up for the unborn fetus and all this other stuff. But honey, like it is what it is. The life it is what it is. People used to go and get hangers and rip them out. You never know what the situation of people is. I think people need to just like mind their business. That's what I think it is.
and my phone is ringing off the hook, my bad. But I have to say this. The children did nothing to deserve to be killed. So we, as functioning adults, have an obligation to protect the weakest amongst us, which is the babies in the
You have
womb.
my obligation also to mind your business too. That's another.
Well, this is our business because we're speaking about.
Because are you going to take care
You
of
go
this
first.
child when it comes out? No, you're not. You just want a person that's
How,
broken,
how can you tell me?
not going to be connected to, that they're going to look at that child and see their grapist eyes, and then you're going to have, then what you're going to do? Keep marching on to some other opinion, whatever the next thing that you want to get behind, whether it
But
be
don't you understand that
it's none of your
adoption
business.
is an
Sir.
option?
How many kids have you adopted, sir?
None.
So what the heck are you talking about? When
Does
you
that hold on? Does
how
that mean
many you
I
adopted
should
some
support
children?
children being
How
killed?
many when you have adopted some kids?
Just
How
so I'm
many
clear,
kids do you have, sir?
how many do
No,
I have on my own?
you
I'm
wanna
trying to
tell
answer your question.
no. Here's the thing:
Oh, all
you
right, go ahead.
have kids, but have you adopted any children? My thing is that if you're gonna like stop people from doing, why don't you open up an orphanage or
Yeah,
something?
let me
So
answer that. Let me answer that.
you help things on one end. Oh, we're gonna stop abortion, but what do you do? All these organizations, what are they doing on the
Yeah,
other?
let me answer some of
What
these questions
somebody
though.
else is doing, not whatever the organization. I'm talking you yourself,
Yeah, let
because
me answer some of these
you want
questions.
to tell somebody what they need to do with their body and with their life, and then they got shit to do with you.
Let me answer that.
Their
Number
body,
one.
their body and their child, whatever they got going on, and they're the one who got to wake up and get up in the morning at night, look at themselves in the mirror, whatever decision they made. So you need to
Now,
mind your fucking business. I'm sorry, excuse my language. It's
DJ
not
Genesis, it's all right. You can curse at me, even though you told me not to curse
no,
yesterday.
listen, because
But
it's like
DJ Genesis, allow
you
me to
keep
complete the
don't
sentence,
know,
please.
you keep pushing it, and it's like, dude, I'm trying to, I was
So
trying to.
just so I'm against, well, just so I'm clear, just so I haven't myself adopted any children, that means that I should support babies being killed.
No,
How does
no.
that make sense?
I'm not saying. What I'm saying is that if you're that much of a advocate and you're out there going to the
Exactly,
Supreme
exactly,
Court and doing all this or whatever, okay, well, put some action behind all this.
exactly. Can I tell you what I've done?
You want to take the laws away, but what are you doing towards making?
Exactly. Let me address that part.
How many children have you taken into your house? How many of these abandoned kids that these that
Exactly. Let me answer your question.
abortions? No, I'm not done. How many kids that you parents?
Uh-huh.
Okay, mom decide you walk into they're going to the a clinic. You say, hey, look, don't do that, and they say, okay, well, I'm going to have this child, and you say, okay, well, I'm gonna take that child because I know that you don't want it. I'll take care of the child. But other
Yeah.
than
So
that,
now,
that's the only
oh,
thing that
can
I
I
was.
answer any of these questions?
That's the only
Really?
thing. Okay, I only asked one question.
Exactly. Now, watch me respond with one sentence. Can I complete the sentence?
Go ahead, complete the sentence.
Yes. Professionally, as a lobbyist, I advocated for our tax revenue to stop being given to abortion clinics and to instead be given to adopting parents and orphanages.
There's not
This is
enough
what I've done in real life.
parents out there. There's not enough parents out there that's adopting enough kids. Stop it. And then most parents don't want kids of a certain man. If you
Hold
that's
on, just so I'm
okay.
clear. So
That,
you
that,
think the
that,
solution is to kill them?
no. What I think is minding your business is
No,
the
I'm
solution.
asking, is the solution to kill them?
I believe that people do what they need to do according to what they need to do.
So
I
you had
think
to kill the baby? You
I,
had to?
I would say that people do what they feel like they need to do based on the situation, and it's none of your
And
business.
how's that pro-black to kill
It's
black
none of your
babies?
business.
How's it pro-black to kill black babies?
Hey, it's none of your business.
No, I'm asking, how is it pan-African to kill babies of African descent?
Listen, it's what I would say is that how pro-black is it that all these men are abandoning their babies too?
That's a deflection. I can answer that, but I'm asking, how
Pro-black.
is it
Hey,
pro-black to kill
hey,
black babies?
I'd rather have I would rather have that than have a bunch of babies on the street.
But
That
how is it pro-black to kill black babies is what I'm
hey,
asking.
listen, it's because sometimes rather than having a
Get your lie together.
motherless children out here in orphanages, sometimes
So it's better to kill black babies?
yes, it's better to kill. Let's kill all. Yes, kill
You
babies.
worse than Hitler.
Kill the babies. Yes,
You
kill the
worse than
babies.
Hitler.
I am
I could tell, and this is why.
worse than
Yeah,
Hitler.
this is why blacks are the bottom
I
caste.
well, honey, that
Do you
okay.
realize that? You
Well,
will kill your own babies. This is why you're the bottom caste.
you're mulatto. You're not.
This is why the whites outnumber you. This is
You're
why the Latinos outnumber you.
okay.
You
So
kill your own babies
guess what?
with no remorse.
All this shit don't even matter because you know what? At the
It
end,
does matter. This is why you're
guess
the
what?
bottom caste.
You're gonna die anyway. At the end of the
But
day,
my children will live on.
no, they won't.
The grandkids will live on.
Who said that?
The great grandkids will live on.
Who said a nuclear bomb is not gonna just come and just wipe all of us out in the next 20 years?
So just throwing the whites, throw the towel in.
I think that people are over consumed with a bunch of shit that don't even fucking matter.
Respectfully, you're coping with.
I think that you need to mind your fucking
You're
business.
coping with.
Mind your goddamn business. You're a man. You're not the one that gives birth to any children. You're talking all this shit. You're a lobbyist, and that the solution is just to change a law that makes the taxes go from one place to another. Oh well, rather than people being able to, if they're a child of rape, make the woman have to give birth to this child and then give it away to an orphanage, and the money going towards adoption. That's the answer. That's the only answer there is. Listen, I think that people just need to mind their business. I think that a lot of these men, this is the same guy that tries to say that he calls immigration on people, and now you see ICE all last night. It was all over the internet how the ICE was running through this whole neighborhood, threw a flash bomb, it hit a car, and damn near killed a baby inside of a guy that was trying to leave his house because ICE is running rampant through Minnesota. But he thinks he's so clever, So that's why whenever he says stuff, I just give him stupid ass answers. Like, yes, we should just kill everybody. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? You won't kill the black people should kill. That's why the black people blah blah blah. Honey, everything that nothing that you're doing is gonna change a goddamn thing in this earth. I'm a lobbyist. Honey, you ain't even got no money. Where is your orphanage at then? Don't just be a lobbyist. Oh, I did a lobbyist to change the law. No, go get some money and open up an orphanage. You want to do something, do that. Now I will respect that, but you just going and changing what the hell is that? Life starts as a fetus. Okay. And guess what? If the woman don't feel like that child should portal through, and she has to be responsible for that life at the end of the day, it is what it is. You're not the one that have to carry that child into whatever. You're not the one who have to go through whatever it is, mentally, physically. How do you know a lot of these people are not going through mental illness when they're getting these abortions? Do you know how hard it is to get an abortion? That's a very tough thing to go through, to do. That's not something to just wink an eye at. So I don't know why. Anyways, I think that people that have these men that have these whole staunch opinions about stuff, they need to mind their business. They are not a woman. They're not the one that got to carry. They're not the one that if the father decides, if it's a situation like mine, that has to raise that child on her own. And then it'd be from this terrible situation. And then he's talking about black women and this, that, the other. Listen, why would a woman go to a abortion clinic? It's because it's irresponsible on both ends. It's not about just the clinic being available, the woman being promiscuous, but also the man and him not taking responsibility. I'm sure the woman goes to the man and tells him, "Hey, I'm about to have a baby," and what is the response? That gets her to think about going to a clinic. I don't think that all people are just going like the guy saying, "Oh, great, let's do this," and then she's just skating and skipping out to the clinic. Usually, the guy will say, "Man, so what we gonna do about it?" Woman says, "I'm pregnant. So what you finna do?" That's what they say. So what you finna do? What you finna do? What you about to do? So what you plan on doing? What's gonna happen? Well, I'm not ready to have no kids. So don't only just blame the clinics and the woman for it. The men are complicit because they sometimes give the woman the money. And then some guy will say, "Oh, you tried to trap me," because the guy will give the woman the money and the woman will take the money and don't even get the abortion. And they say, "Oh, you trapped me." No. You trapped yourself. Okay. There's all kind of BC birth control out there that you could use to stop this whatever nonsense from going down. You could, all type of stuff. If you're wearing a protection, pull out on top of it. Still, don't. You know what I'm saying? Don't take no chances, or just be celibate, or just don't do it. Abstain. But all this stuff, like, okay, I think that, you know what I think people should do? I think it should be a law of abstinence. I think that if you get caught having STS, you should go to jail for a certain amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Just we want to get the government and all of our business. Let's really crack down and really make some serious laws here. Let's make it that a man that doesn't take care of his child gets sterilized. I think that any man that is on child support that owes over $1,000 should be immediately sterilized. I think any woman that has more than one situation where they have to get any kind of abortion should be forced to get a IUD put in. Forced sterilization. And then now you don't have to worry about it. And then what will happen is the population will decrease. And pretty soon there'll be a whole generation. And they'll be like, oh, there's a missing generation. Pretty soon human beings won't even exist no more. You see how that whole thing goes? The more that you try to get the government involved in all these different things, the more you end up realizing how of a detriment sometimes we want to have so much laws, we end up legalizing ourselves up into hell, to death. He thinks the lobbying for the government is the way to go. That's going to change the law. Okay, changing the law does not work you have to do things grassroots in your exact environment. We change the law to make more tax money go toward the orphanages. That's what I did. If you got a clinic right at your around it, you could do things right there. You could actually go and adopt some kids right there. Go ahead, go be even better than that. Do something in real life, not just we're gonna march and hold up picket signs. No, actually do something. Go into your neighborhood. If you pro life that hard, open up a orphanage. Don't just get on these panels talking shit about a bunch of bullshit that you ain't even gonna really do nothing about, but just to run your mouth and be outside talking a bunch of bullshit. If you're not really doing nothing in real life, you know what I'm saying? But running your mouth about and lobbying and you know, come on now. Eventually that shit, if you ain't doing that in your exact neighborhood, grassroots level, I mean, because that's what we did when we were doing stuff. We was grassroots. I was in the place working with the kids, doing stuff in the neighborhood, doing things in the community. That's what I was doing. I dedicated a very long portion of my life giving to the community, you know? So you can't tell me, I got pictures, you can see the work that I've done. But this person always gets up here. He's calling people the immigration on people. He calling ICE, which is very dangerous because as you can see, ICE is coming like 50 people, like for one person. People are going to end up getting hurt. People have already gotten hurt. And this guy he's so busy. He told he pro-life, but he pro anti-abortion, but he's also calling ICE on human beings, families, people just because they look like he don't know whether they American citizens or not. So I don't want to hear that shit about, so you want to be, it's like, you want to be, I'm pro-life, but I'm also going to call ICE on people. You're a hypocrite, sir. I don't like hypocritic ass people. You always get up on here and act like you got and he always try to turn the whole conversation toward ICE all the time. Well, sir, ICE is arresting American citizens as we speak right now in Minnesota. This same guy will say that it's okay that lady got caved by. He'll make it okay. Well, she almost ran over this guy. Well, she was trying to hit him. She was not trying to hit him. She was trying to get away. But then he will justify her getting her head blown off. But then he'll try to say something about abortion. Like, sir, that's why I say mind your business. Because in both cases, you know what I'm saying, you don't have a fucking leg to stand on in either one. You can't tell this mother what she's going through to make her get what she's gonna get, and you wasn't there, and you can't tell that woman what to do. You can't tell that ICE guy whether he should do whatever. All you have no control over none of this stuff. Y'all all have the same look. Sad. Who has more abortions than black women? I don't know. I don't go and do research into that. I'm not even. This is not of her white privilege. Okay. I don't feel guilty for anything. I've already did the work I've done. I've had abortions before. I've had them before. I told you. I told my story earlier. Yeah, I had it before. Yes. Unfortunately. So my thing is that I'm like, that's why I say mind your business, because you never know what is going through that person's mind that would make them do something like that. And let me tell you something. It's not something that you that just happens and you just forget about. You have to live with that for the rest of your life. That's what I'm trying to explain, is that you don't know what turmoil that would put through a person through. That's not something that you do take lightly. So trust me, whoever did it, because trust me, I had to go through a lot to even be able to kind of reconcile what I had to do. Trust me, even though I knew it was for that reason, it wasn't an easy decision, you know. And there's times where there is a certain level of guilt for that. So trust me, you know. Anyways, see, when I let people up here, they purposely want to like make the conversation into something. They purposely want to make it into something that's going to piss me off. And I think they like to antagonize me because they like to see me go in on them and kick them off. They like to get kicked off because he already knew he was going to get kicked off. Like, what do you think you're going to just keep antagonizing me? You're not going to get kicked off my thing talking to me like that. Like, what on what planet do you talk to me and don't stay up here? Anyways, let's get back to this, what I was watching. That's what this whole thing was about. And he kept making it about race too. Oh, this is the white woman's thing. They're talking about this. Let me just say this. I'm not sure what he means. Y'all all have the same look. Sad. I don't know exactly what that means. But okay, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, it's always about. Is it always about race? I think that we need to like stop feeding into that narrative. The more that we feed into it, the more that it becomes a thing. Because you know what, Venezuela just got bombed. Is that what race are they? Aren't they white? This is about power. It's about money, greed, all this stuff. It has nothing to do with race. Once you get to a certain level of money, it ain't about race no more. You know what I'm saying? They not thinking about no damn race. It's about money and power. It's an agenda. Yes, thank you. They short-minded and can't stay on topic. I'm talking about just Pearly thing. He come bringing up race and immigration. And it's like no matter what I'm talking about on this thing, he like to come here and make it about immigration. And it's like, bro, it doesn't matter what you say. I'm not ever going to agree with you about how this is happening with immigration, sir. Exactly. The human race. That's the only race that is. Well, thank you, One Lock Nation, for the $2 super chat. I'm about to play the money making mantra because that Pamelato likes to piss me off. He likes to make me angry, and I gotta like reset. Give me a second. I want to thank you for the super chats, guys. Let me reset the room because he didn't piss me off.
I am blessed to make money, money making money, money making money, money making money, money making money, manifest making money, money making money, money making money, money making money. I ain't stressed, making money, money making money, money making money, money making money. Gratitude is my attitude. I'm making money moves. Jewelry in the safe, piggy bank on food.
So, anyways, I put it like this: is that let's get back to this whole feministic debate, because here's the thing: we're talking about feminism here, and feminism is not. I'm not a feminist, but people might say I have feministic ideals or whatever. I'm not necessarily a feminist. I do believe that people have their place in the household. Women could be, they should, everybody has their place. Just like in a car, you got the engine, you got the steering wheel, you got the all these different parts of the car. They all make it all work. Everything has its proper place. Do I think that one should be above the other or things like that? But what I do think is that this patriarchal system, though, the patriarchy and how things are going is very toxic to humanity. And when you hear how this person who has no idea or any concept of anything can make a decision on people's lives, whether they should get deported or not, and he has no idea who they are, but he just sees a Mexican family, but then he wants to be pro-life. It's like, well, so how you pro-life on one end, but you don't care about the life of another person in another. And then he's talking about the Black community. Sir, you're not even. What about the Black community? Because I don't really think that he's really doing anything in the Black community. You can't tell me he is.
$441 a month.
Yeah, that's for someone that makes $24,000 a year.
You just told me a woman can just go to work and take care of the kids totally by herself.
I mean, women do, but the thing is that if you're in a marriage, this is the thing. Everybody's talking about women need to submit and they need to be in the household and take care of the kids and have the man be the provider. But then if the marriage splits up, then what does that woman do when she's only been a housewife until the kids were grown? What does that woman do when that marriage is over with? She's not going to just be able to get a job out here. Yeah, especially if you're in your 40s or 30s after you've been married, who's going to hire you? So it's almost like you have to put up with whatever. If he's cheating, whatever, you just got to put up with everything and just turn a blind eye until you guys die. You know what I'm saying? And just accept. But I guess that's what the vow said, right? Through richer, poorer, through sickness and the health, through the good times and the bad times, till death do us part, right? So I guess that's what the vows are, right? So you just got to put up with it. That's why I never wanted to take no vow to get married. I was like, I don't think I want to get married because do I want to be able to put up with everything and anything all the way until I die? This guy could be whooping my ass, be cheating on me, beating on me, not paying the bills. We up here struggling, this, that, the other, hollering, mental abuse until the death do our part. Come on now. And he gonna be the one to probably kill me with all this nonsense. I'm gonna have high blood pressure and heart failure.
Equality, but not at the expense of men. 50-50 custody, 50-50, no child support, no alimony. That's equality. You don't want
alimony
equality.
Makes sense if the woman was a stay-at-home mother and doesn't have a source of income. How else would she take care of the kids following a divorce?
By getting a job just like the men.
So you're saying that a woman who doesn't have recent job history is just going to willy-nilly enter the job force or workforce, I should say, and easily get hired. Do you guys care about this? So do you care about the children or not? Because you're making this about like the poor husband, the poor ex-husband who doesn't want to pay the child support, doesn't want, to take on any of the responsibilities of having children in the first place. Why is it that you seem to have a problem with men carrying out their responsibilities? But when it comes to
men are dying to care about their responsibilities. Men
Really?
are fighting to be a part of their kids' lives.
What's the empirical data on that?
I don't need data. How many people in here have had a family or a friend fight for their kid and not be able to get?
You know why I'm listening to this white woman? Because this white woman be having Black people on her channel, and this Pearly thing. She has been talking to Black people this whole time, and all her so-called data that she's talking about is mainly about Black people, Black women. as a white woman, she gets all of her information from the black community that she's debating about. That's why I thought this was an interesting debate, because this girl makes her look stupid. She, and all this data that she has, none of it stands up to anything. That's why I'm reviewing this.
The reason that this happens, Anna, is because lawyers tell them not to fight because it's so expensive and they won't win.
What is that based on?
Based on me.
You have to provide, look, Pearle, I am open to be convinced, but I need more than anecdotes. I need more than vibes and feelings, because we're talking about something serious here. We're talking about raising children. We're talking about the shared responsibility of raising children. That, of course, includes 90% the cost.
of disputed custody goes to women. That's not equal.
90%, that's a totally made up statistic. Where are you citing that from?
Boom. What?
All right, let's take a break there because our time actually ran out. Those opening
That's what I'm talking about. People listen. All these women that take on this pick me role, they all be throwing out statistics that from nowhere. Like, dude, you can't. Where'd you get that statistic from, bro? And they all don't know. They will just throw out 70%, 25%, 60%, based on what study did you get that from? You know what I'm saying? And then they give they don't know where they got it from. You know what I'm saying? And that's what irritates me, because the women that are like this are if you get on a thing with them, they will over talk you. They be the loudest and pulling statistics out of nowhere. I don't even think they get on Chat GPT. They just make some shit up. They ask about 10 of their friends and they do they break it down from there. You know, they not even based on what, ma'am? You know, and she just quiet as a just. How you go on a debate and don't even have your your sources straight? The hell?
Not to fight because it's so expensive and they won't win.
What is that based on?
Based on me.
You have to provide, look, Pearle, I am open to be convinced, but I need more than anecdotes. I need more than vibes and feelings, because we're talking about something serious here. We're talking about raising children. We're talking about the shared responsibility of raising children. That, of course, includes 90% the cost.
of disputed custody goes to women. That's not equal.
90%, that's a totally made up statistic. Where are you citing that from?
Right, Magic 8-Ball.
All right, let's take a break there because our time actually
I enjoy being single. Listen,
those opening interrogations are over.
Listen, I'm single by choice. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I think that you guys, you know what's sad about y'all people, that these men, Jude boy, is that they really think that women are just all like just gushing, just hoping, just looking for a man. I just need a man. And I'm just so lonely. Honey, I don't even like people that much, let alone having another person out there to deal with all the time. Trust me. Okay? It's by choice. If I wanted to, I could be over here booed up or whatever, but then I'd be like, you got something to do? You know what I'm saying? Because I like being to myself. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is not. You got different types of people out. You got introverts, you got extroverts. Everybody is not looking to be with no nigga, no man. You lonely. You by yourself. You single. Yeah, by choice. You don't think I can like get out here and get a dude? Come on now. I can show you my whole Facebook thing. Dating, having a dude. I get on there and talk to people like, I don't feel like talking about it. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like doing that bullshit. I gotta talk to you. We gotta go on a date. I gotta talk to you on the phone and get to know you and all that. But I don't feel like doing all that bullshit. I'm about to be my 50s. There's something that happens that clicks in your mind. You start being happy. It's with yourself. You know, I don't really it's other people that need the validation of others and need all these different people around them and this, that, the other. I like being to myself. I don't necessarily, if I wanted to have it, all that, I would have it. Trust me. I don't have no problem. Okay. No, I'm not lying to myself. Yeah, you know what? If I wanted to, if I was looking for that, I don't even put myself out there. I'm not interested. I don't think you get it. I have like, but maybe one or two people I talk to, and that's it. I don't like meeting a whole lot of new people because I done got screwed over too many damn people. Listen, when you get screwed over a lot, like I've been effed over by a lot of different situations. So it has completely turned me off of any human beings. People. I have been screwed over by human beings. People. Men, women, across the board. I don't trust nobody. I'm good. I'm straight. I'm to myself. I'm happy with myself. I'm straight. I don't need no man or no people around me or nothing. I don't need friends. I don't need none of that shit. I'm good. Anyways, let me go back. Let me get to the it takes some time to finally get to that point where you're just not, you realize do I really feel like all this getting to know people and then people showing you one thing and then they turn out being something else. I don't got time for it. So I stay to myself. I'm good.
Let's take a moment here. You guys want to grab a sip of water? All right. The next step is going to be 30 minutes.
Ain't nothing wrong with being.
We're going to open it up.
Nothing wrong with it.
Again, open debate. I'd remind you guys, I know everyone's passionate about this. I get that, but we can't have multiple people debating at the same time. Right? We got one debater here. We got one debater here.
Let me tell you how. Even look, when I was younger, you'd have like girls that would be all hanging out with a bunch of girls and stuff like that. I didn't want to hang out with a bunch of girls because if I go by myself, I know how to get in and finagle my way into the VIP and everything because I'm only one person. You got a whole bunch of crowd girl with you. When you do something, you got to bring them with you. You meet somebody, you got to tell them. I have never been a person that's been around a bunch of different, like a whole entourage of people. I've always been by myself. That's just how I've always been. So I never had that whole need to,
Let's put 30 minutes on the clock and let's begin the open debate. Pearle, I'll let you pick up here. Go ahead.
What happens to men when they don't pay child support?
There are consequences for it, especially when there's a court order for them to carry out their responsibility and pay child support so that child can be raised.
And what happens?
Do you think there shouldn't be legal responsibilities or legal consequences if they fail to carry out a court order to, take care of their kids?
I've interviewed men that have paid millions of dollars in.
Don't care about your interviews. Anecdotal evidence doesn't matter. What I need is actual statistic, empirical evidence.
Crickets.
They should pay their child support.
Crickets. Look.
$441
what happens?
Is the average child support payment. $441 a month.
What kind of debate is this?
$24,000 a year.
You just told me a woman can just go to work and take care of the kids totally by herself.
How does a guy live when he's paying $500 a month on $24,000 a year?
You think $500 a month
She
is
looks
too much
terrified,
in
doesn't
child
she?
support? Do you know how much it costs to raise a child?
Look, she's nervous and her mind is gone blank. She doesn't even know. Look at how she's looking, bro. That is crazy. But no, this is the most outspoken white woman that we have seen over the past year, 2 years that has been talking about black women need to do this and black women need to do that. Honey, you can't even cite your own statistics in a debate, ma'am. You're talking about you did an interview. You interviewed some people. I don't think that she understood what this debate was going to happen, what she was going to be up against.
And when they don't pay child support.
There are legal repercussions for not carrying out a court mandate
to do something.
Do
Do you think that fraud should be illegal?
Absolutely.
Okay. So why is it not illegal
She's defeated on both.
for women to fraud men on paternity? If a man does not find out he's the father over the age of 2, he is on the hook for child support for 18 years.
Thank you.
I don't know
Where
what
have
the
you
law
been on
is.
this?
Listen, Pearly thinks it's such trash. If a man's only making $2,400, $1,000 a year, he shouldn't be having children to begin with. I'm trying to tell y'all, come on, what are we talking about? Oh, you never heard her tell black women to do anything, honey? I could show you a live stream. I might bring it up. I'm gonna look for it where she was up there talking about black women, and it's at the I think it was on Fatty's channel that she was up there talking mess about how black women and the statistics and all this crap. Like
When it comes to that, but it's wrong. If you're lying about paternity, that is wrong, and there should be legal consequences
why
for
haven't
that.
feminists fought?
It's that simple.
Then why aren't feminists fighting for it, Anna?
Because feminists fight for women, obviously.
Right. That's my point.
Yeah.
At the expense of men. That's my point.
honey, it take more than money to raise a child, but money do make it a lot easier. Because once you start when they start going to school and they need clothes and food and this and that, yes, all that stuff costs money. Especially if they have a hobby, if they're in the sports or playing like my daughter's in the dance and all that stuff is at least $100 a month. And don't let them be into multiple things. You're talking about $200-300 a month. You like the one in the dark blue dress. Yes, that's the one that is handing just Pearly things her behind. Let's go.
You guys want to believe women at the expense of men. Why isn't Amber Heard in jail? Because of the Me Too movement. You guys push believing all rape victims, and now we have rape.
Amber Heard had to pay out a massive settlement.
Yeah, but why isn't she in jail?
You want her in jail?
Yes.
Well,
she ruined his
the penalties
life.
for defamation are what the court's decision is, right? You want people to go to prison for defamation?
He had to go to 2 different countries to clear his name. Why isn't she in jail? He lost millions of dollars.
Welcome to the panel constructive. Did you have to say something about this conversation?
To be honest with you, ma'am, if you can hear me okay.
Yeah, I can.
This young lady is a shock jock, no different than some of these other white conservatives and some Negro conservatives out there. They want to be accepted, but I'll take a page out of Dr. Francis Cresswell's book. Many of them have a lack of black self-respect to the point where they will degrade themselves and make themselves look like the utmost amount of niggers I've ever seen. And they will make black people look like fools and clowns. Like we have no intellectual capacity. We're still children. You still need to baby us. It's garbage. This white woman, she did the whole BBC thing. Now all of a sudden she's now talking about feminism. What's next? She's coming on an accent of a white movement that's naturally coming to an end. And J.D. Vance is not really going to be Make America White Again because he's got that non-white female. So they're going to challenge him on that off the grip. So these are bottom feeders like Brandon Tatum. They're trying to get the last little bit of Donald Trump as they can. Just suck as much of that titty as they can. Not excuse me for the language, but they're just trying to get any kind of press they want because they don't have a job. They can't get a career. Out of all the college scholarships, now mind you, she comes from a very wealthy family. So
I think she was a volleyball player, though. She was supposed to be a professional volleyball player.
Volleyball player, but we saw how that worked out. So
right.
Volleyball ain't working out. Sleeping with brothers ain't working out. What's next for you? I mean, this young lady, and it's sad to say, our young people really don't have a mind for themselves. This is what smartphones have done to the young people of our country. They have made them into regurgitating robots, repeating somebody else's intellectual scholarship without even backing it to see if it's actually fact or fiction. Just say something and get some money. As Stephen A. Smith said about, I'll take a page out of his book, Stephen Slave Smith. He said about Jason Whitlock, this is a slick way for them to get a check because they can't get a job. And
Yeah.
they have
Do you what do you think about this Anna? Do you think that she's equally like a? I mean, what do you
Anna,
think?
Anna, Anna knows what she's talking about, but in the system of white supremacy, all white women are suspected racists. So when I see one suspected racist fighting against another suspected racist, I say have at it. But
Do you think that Anna is racist?
yeah, if, I listen, ma'am. I go by the teachings of Mr. Navy Fuller Jr. Any white person able to function as a racist is one, and we should all suspect that to be true of any white person.
So
Now, just like
yeah, no, Pearly is in the States now. She's no longer in the UK. For whoever said that, she is a conservative. She may not identify as one, but her speech identifies her as one. But I
of
don't
course,
even. Do
then
you think conservatives really think the way that Pearl thinks? This whole we need to be in the house cooking and.
no, this is what they really do think, but politically they've lost that battle. They want to really regulate the white woman's vagina. This has nothing to do with the sisters. This is about regulating that white woman's vagina. Now, despite the fact that many of them do mate and marry white men, it's something about them. It's just not enough for them. It's not enough. It's not enough that 90-some% of you marry white men and procreate with them. That's just not enough. We gotta get we gotta do more to get control of these women. These women are too much. They allowed a monkey in the White House. They're doing too much, and that's really what this is about.
What do you think about were you here earlier when Pam Mulattoism was on and he was talking about the immigrants and immigration and things like that?
I mean, they can. The immigrant thing is a joke. It's not. We all know who's bringing them in here. They don't want to come out and say it because for them to say it is to challenge the smartest and most powerful white people who will put their ass in check if they dare get out of line. Look here, boy, white boy, you should know your place. This country is yours. Don't question me about what I do in our country. You're supposed to we gave you the freedom. We gave you the skin privilege. Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
I think it's interesting because I live in Dallas and I saw a thing in the newspaper and it was talking about how since in the DFW area and certain aspects of Texas, since they have increased the whole immigration with ICE, that all construction has slowed down. So when all those little projects, you ride along the highway, you see all these things being constructed and being built. And I'm trying to figure out and then people will say, well, it's gonna create more jobs, but I don't think that anyone is filling those jobs. Even as a door dasher, I stop at a bunch of different restaurants for my job, and help wanted signs everywhere, but I don't see anybody taking those jobs. I don't see anybody coming in there filling out those applications. So I'm like, okay, so they create more jobs, but then there's not enough people to go. That no one wants to work those jobs. What are your thoughts on that? You there? I think he lost sound. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I don't know. But let's go. I think his sound went out. Let's go.
Clear, you think the penalty for defamation is prison time?
I think the penalty for a false accusation is that the woman should get the same time that he would have gotten if he was found guilty.
Men don't go to prison for defamation.
And see, this is the problem with feminists. You want all these freedoms, but you won't actually be equal.
I do want equality.
No, if you wanted to be equal, you would fight for 50-50 child support, no alimony.
No alimony.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So again, if a woman decided to forego working, decided to stay home to raise the children, and the marriage doesn't work out, she's got no income whatsoever, She
Well,
doesn't
number
deserve
one,
any
women aren't
alimony.
even doing that. Number one, that's not even women are not staying home with the kids. And number two, you have daycare.
A lot of women
You
do
have-
these days.
You have
actually,
daycare as a choice.
the traditional
Again.
women who want to stay home, they want to be traditional wives. And you trash them all the time, which I don't understand.
If
It seems like women can't do anything right when it comes to you, right?
If
They're
feminists-
stay-at-home moms. They're traditional.
I understand that you can personally attack me. That's
I'm not personally attacking you.
okay.
These are things that you have said on the record multiple times.
But if you cared about equality, you would care about false accusations.
I do care about false accusations.
No, you
yep.
don't.
You don't know me. What, you don't know what I care about.
Look, all right. Let's talk about rights that men do not have.
Why
Men do not have the right to be.
Paper, like it's a report, like she's at a spelling, like she's giving a book report, bro. What debate does this happen at? You need to. What is going on? She's glassing.
Be enlisted in selective service. You know, we have 125K men who were drafted and buried overseas.
See, ma'am,
Think about that
this
over a
is the difference
second.
between somebody that's looking to get a check and someone who is intellectually serious. The person she's debating, though I suspect that she is a racist suspect, at least she can debate her issues without even looking at a piece of paper.
Right, she's reading it off, and so I think that's the reason why Pearle she's not prepared, because she doesn't have her points memorized. What she's doing is she just had her paper of what she was going to say, of her point she was going to make, and she's really nervous and she's unable to think right now. So she just knows to read off. Whenever the girl asks her a question, she just goes blank.
Well, that's not her lane. And many of them, like Brandon Tatum and many of these other fools, they believe that, okay, this politics thing, they can get into it because it's cheap and easy, thanks to the current occupant in the Oval Office, and we can just get out there and just debate talking points. Well, sorry, you got to have some scholarship. You got to read some books. You have to really study what the hell you're talking about. And what this president has done in his bastard of a political party is dumb down the psychological brain cells of our youth. No wonder why this man can get elected and be a convicted felon. Because you've dumbed down the intellectual capacity for our children to read, to comprehend, to study, to learn scholarship or anything. They ran so much against the scholarship that this is their new constituent. This white woman right here.
And so someone says, you're allowed to have notes in a debate, but here's the thing: she is not having any real talking points aside from her notes. That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, if I had a debate about feminism, I would have this. I mean, there's certain things that you have memorized. I'm sorry, you can't be reading off a piece of paper the whole time.
This is the next Sarah Palin.
Sarah Palin.
As their next presidential candidate, right here. Pearle Davis for Senate.
I'm sorry about that. The dog was barking. I had to go and find out what was going on. But yeah, so I think, if she runs for president, she's not going to be able to. Come on, I don't think she can run for president at all. No, I don't think so. 81 saying that using notes during a debate is unforgivable. Obviously, hasn't been a debate before. This is a common practice, even having laptops, tablets, or other devices. But the way that she's doing it, no. Hell, I mean, even when you watch presidential debates, I don't think that they even use any paper. They have their points memorized because they know what their stance is. You know, if you have a stance on feminism, you should pretty much know what your talking points are, your stances on your thing. I mean, you're supposed to practice these things. You don't just. I don't think she's prepared.
You talk about the oppressions of the past, but how many men died in World War I and World War II and had no choice? And yet Anna complains about oppression. Men do not have the right to face their accuser in court when they have a false allegation and for personal protection orders.
She's not reading a stat off. She's reading like a story, she's reading it like an article or something. Like she probably had Chat GPT have some specific things, and she's just reading off these anecdotes or whatever you
strips constitutional rights away from the man. Women go before a judge and say they don't feel safe, and more than likely appeal.
see that she should have had that memorized. Women go before a judge and don't feel safe and more than likely appear to be blah 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 blah. She should have that memorized. She should not be reading that off of a piece of paper right there.
TP order will be issued. The man was not in court, had no say, has no defense, and does not get to face his accuser. That is done en masse, and many servicemen and first responders lose their careers over this because it strips a man's Second Amendment rights away based on no evidence. Men
Where are
do
you
not
getting
have the
that
right to
information
raise
from?
children.
Look.
Divorce is no fault, but when
Look. When she first started reading, right, the paper, she started reading, the paper was here. The more she read, the closer up that paper. And she holding the paper like, and all the people, when they are, you know what I'm saying? Mary had a little lamb. Her fleece was white as snow. And I'm waiting on her to do one of these and start, you know what I'm saying? Like, she just put the thing down. And all the statistics and the men in the courthouse and this, that, the other, and blah, blah, blah. Like, bro, like, that is not, you know, if I'm debating you, I see that going on, I'm going to clown you. I'm sorry. Because I'm going to know my point.
When it comes to child custody, it's always the man's fault. He loses his children to
Reading
the
the
system.
whole sentence, bro. It should be bullet points. Child custody. Then she should know what she's gonna say. Foul. Boom. All this. Child custody. Well, it's always the man's fault with child custody and the child and men. They always get the low end of the stick. They get the least amount of custody. 90% of the women get full custody, while only 40% of the men get full custody after divorce. 30% of the children end up in prisons that are dealing with joint custody situation. She should have those things memorized. I'm sorry.
96 hours a month the father does not make. Men have longer prison sentences. Women get a third of the time for the same crime. Where are the feminists fighting for?
You can see my debate on House of Conscience, but I have some of my debates on on my channel. If you see, I debated whether or not we're monkeys or not with Cube. I won that debate. I also debated against the Hebrew Israelites about which one is more practical for society, Ifa or the Israelite, Judaism. I debated that, and I think did I have any other debates after that? And I think they're trying to put together another debate with me. But yeah, I debate, and that I was on the debate team in high school. So yeah, what she's doing is like, what are we doing here? She should have took debate. She should have been on the debate squad. She probably would have did a little better on this.
For equality on that issue. There has been rampant discrimination against better qualified men in hiring across multiple industries. Men pay more child support, and child support orders are not enforced at the same rates between men and women. Women are more likely
women pay
not
child
to
support.
pay
Fascinating.
and are prosecuted for non-payment at lower rates. Men cannot opt out of parenthood. Men have very few domestic violence shelters and are not taken seriously when they're domestic violence victims.
I agree on that.
White men in particular are discriminated against when it comes to hiring and educational attainment.
True.
The Duluth model is a model that law enforcement.
Well, I won according to the audience. I got the most votes. Shut up. Pearle lost this debate. Anna won this debate. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about. Yes, there is a such thing as winning and losing because she surely lost this debate. Pearle lost. Anna won. Shut up. You don't know what you're fucking talking about. Whatever.
Enforcement, courts, and counselors use automatically that assumes men are the aggressor. The tender years doctrine is a guideline in divorce used to justify removing the father from the child's life. The only institutional sexism that exists is institutional sexism that discriminates against men in favor of women. Furthermore, U.S. courts do not require receipts to show how that money is spent by the custodial parent unless there's overwhelming evidence of starvation, malnutrition, or severe child abuse. There are
Hold
numerous
on,
reports
pause.
of custodial
You want the
parents spending
government
the
to
money
check
on
receipts and
luxury-
see, like,
let's let her respond to something.
I'm
hold
not
on,
mad.
let's understand something. You want government to be so big that you literally have
Bro, why would I be mad, honey? I'm just being myself. I'm not mad.
the government looking at receipts to see what a mother is spending the money on? That's insane.
I want no child support, no alimony, 50-50.
Yeah, because you're crazy and you don't live in reality.
She wants something that she ain't ever gonna get anyway, girl. You ain't even got no kids. You ain't married. You talking a bunch of stuff that you're not even having anything to do with and haven't had to deal with. People can talk from a certain frame when they never been there or never had to go through it. She wants something that she never had to actually experience or why that there would be child support and alimony. Let her become a single mother and don't get no support from the father and tell me if she ain't gonna be like, you need to give me some child support. She's gonna be looking at the child support system like, thank God this exists. Child, please.
I want equality. I'm more of a feminist than you, Anna. Because I say if you want to vote, be in selective service, be on the front lines just like the men are.
Who do you think gives birth to?
No, I am critiquing the entire situation. The whole thing is crazy. Her debate style is messed up. She's not prepared. On top of that, her talking points are mute. Like everything that she's saying is she's talking from a standpoint of something that she doesn't even understand what the hell she's talking about. She's never been married. She doesn't have any kids. She's never had to file for child support or even have to deal with a child or pay for a child. So why does she's not the authority on anything to be able to have any kind of discussion? That's why I said, even to the guy Pamelaism, mind your business, bro. People want to have all this to say. Find a subject to talk about that actually you've been through. And that then you can have passion about it because you actually had to experience it. But just jumping out there on subject matters that have nothing to do with you, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's talking about marriage and all this other stuff. I'm not going to tell somebody they shouldn't get spousal support. And I ain't never been married. What do I look like? That's stupid. So no, I'm not. No, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not doing ad hominem attacks. This girl is crazy.
And raises those soldiers.
Excuse me.
What does that have to do with anything?
Because you assert that women shouldn't be allowed to vote because they're not all in mandatory military service.
I say be equal. You want to vote, do what the men do. Men are fined $125,000.
Should women be included in combat? Should women be included in combat?
Yes.
Okay.
Do what the men do.
Fair.
Do what the men do.
Yeah, fair. Agreed. Next? Nothing? Okay. I want to know what your ideal woman is, because if you are a traditional conservative woman who's married,
I know what an ad hominem attack is. It's a logical fallacy. It's a personal attack on a person versus the actual subject. Shut up.
Staying at home, raising kids, you trash them.
There's no such thing as a traditional woman. They cannot be traditional in 2025 because women will always have the leverage.
What does that mean? What does it mean that women will always have the leverage?
Women have child support to fall back on. Women have alimony. So automatically
10% of divorces end with alimony settlements.
And
10%.
And they go.
You just ignore the stats.
They go from men to women. They go from men to women. Billions of dollars every year.
I thought you said earlier that women are paying alimony.
Billions of dollars of wealth every year is transferred from men to women.
Mm-hmm. Based on what? Where are you getting that information from? You're just making it up?
Look, we have it. We're excited. We can get it to you at the end. You didn't want to submit. Where are your sources? You didn't want to submit them ahead of time. You did.
The Census Bureau, Bureau of Labor Statistics. I cited everything I mentioned. Pull it up. Pearl.
What?
The main thing I want people to understand,
Listen, and how to
Pearl's
attack
going
you,
to trash
see how
women
she's
no
up
matter
here
what. That's
crazy?
fine.
I'm not trash.
Yeah,
But my
listen,
biggest gripe with you,
she can't even substantiate any of her points with any sources. So bump ad hominem and bump appeal to authority. She has no citation for her sources. She's reading off of a piece of paper like she's in the first grade, but only reading sentences. She's not reading sources. She's not breaking down any statistics. She's just doing these. I would say like telling a story about one man went into the office and he got his child taken away. His grandma cried. The daughter was crying, and he didn't see his child for 13 years. Okay, so what is the point? Like, now instead of going, okay, according to Snopes or according to, a scientific research paper, blah, 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 of the University of whatever, X amount of people based on this, none of that is going on here. Now, if she was picking up her paper to say something like that, okay. But picking up her paper to read a sentence about an anecdotal story is not. You should have that story memorized.
you want the government to check receipts and see,
let's let her respond to some of that.
Hold on, let's understand something. You want government to be so big that you literally have the government looking at receipts to see what a mother is spending the money on? That's insane.
I want no child support, no alimony, 50-50.
Yeah, because you're crazy and you don't live in reality.
I want equality. I'm more of a feminist than you, Anna. Because I say if you want to vote, be in selective service. Be on the front lines just like the men are.
Who do you think gives birth to and raises those soldiers?
What does that have to do with anything?
Because you assert that women shouldn't be allowed to vote because they're not all in mandatory military service.
I say be equal. You want to vote, do what the men do. Men are fined $125,000.
Should women be included in combat? Should women be included in combat?
Yes.
Okay.
Do what the men do.
Fair.
Do what the men do.
Yeah, fair. Agreed. Next.
Do what the men do.
Next? Nothing? Okay. I want to know what your ideal woman is, because if you are a traditional conservative woman who's married, staying at home, raising kids, you trash them.
There's no such thing as a traditional woman. They cannot be traditional in 2025 because women will always have the leverage.
What does that mean? What does it mean that women will always have the leverage?
Women have child support to fall back on. Women have alimony. So automatically
10% of divorces end with alimony settlements.
And
10%.
And they go.
You just ignore the stats.
They
you
go
just move
from
on.
men to women. They go from men to women. Billions of dollars every year.
I thought you said earlier that women are paying alimony.
Billions of dollars of wealth every year is transferred from men to women.
Mm-hmm. Based on what? Where are you getting that information from? You're just making it up?
Look, we have it. We're excited. We can get it to you at the end.
What?
You didn't want to submit. Where are your sources? You didn't want to submit them ahead of time.
Come on, bro. How you want to debate and don't have? And then when she say, "Okay, well, what's the sources?" Oh, I'll get it to you at the end. Come on now. Why wasn't she prepared? Like, what is going on? Like, what kind of a debate is this where the person is not prepared for the questions? They're going to cite a source when someone asks what the source is. You don't even have it. You say, I'm going to get it to you at the end. What?
The Census Bureau, Bureau of Labor Statistics. I cited everything I mentioned. Pull it up. Pearle, the main thing I want people to understand, okay, Pearl's going to trash women no matter what. That's fine.
I'm not trashing
But
them.
my biggest gripe with you is you're discouraging people from entering marriages.
I don't tell men what to do. Sell me on.
You advise men to avoid marriage.
Sell me on marriage. What do men get out of marriage?
That's sad. It's sad that people think that. It really is. You get a partner, you get a teammate, you get to build a life together, and it's beautiful. I feel like misery loves company in this situation. And how would you know what you get out of marriage if you haven't experienced marriage?
Man, this audience seems to be all men, and they just see it seems like they are in a hotel lobby somewhere drinking some beer. Like, don't it seem like the audience is extra like weird men? Like, oh, like the dudes in the audience. It's like they at a sports bar, bro.
In the first place. I'm not saying that as a personal attack. I really hope that Pearle meets the love of her life and gets married. It's not about that. But you trash it without really understanding what the benefits are.
Why do we have phrases like it's cheaper to keep her?
Pearle,
answer the question.
Divorce is expensive. And by the way, on purpose to discourage people from getting divorced in the first place.
Why do we have phrases like happy wife, happy life?
Because it's true. Same with happy husband, happy life. I don't want to come home to an angry husband.
But that's not a phrase.
Do you have any other like catchphrase or slogan you want to throw at me?
What do men get out of marriage?
They get a partner
that gains 25 pounds in the first 5 years.
Men get pretty fat too. I don't know if you've done a comparative analysis on that. They actually.
Man, Pearle has never been married. She's debating a person that's married, and she's saying stupid stuff like you're going to gain 25 pounds. This is one part where I'll say that maybe this is a white thing. That it's like she's hyper focused on people gaining weight during marriage. Welcome to the panel, Oculus. How's it going?
Yeah. What up, Monica?
Hey, how's it going? Hey, look, I did something new today. I said let me cam up today because I think I think that people probably think that I'm afraid to cam up, but I'm not afraid.
Oh no, I ain't afraid. I'm in the car right now. You know what I mean?
What? Hey, we got the black glasses.
Hey. Oh, these ain't nothing but some little goo-wop, some little Gucci, some little prescription goo-wop. But look, I can't keep on camera because I got to pick somebody up. You heard me? Okay. I can't keep on camera because I got to pick somebody up. But I can stay on mic though.
Okay, so did you get to look up the whole debate with Pearle? What is your thing with Pearly and Anna? Did you get to see that whole thing? What's going on with that?
Yeah, I was able to, get a little bit of analysis of what's going on and what's Pearle's position and where she stands. I think Pearle is a amalgamation of. Have you guys ever got up and this to the viewing audience and just to the chat, whatever. Have you guys ever got up so fast off the couch or out the bed that you feel dizzy and you get a head rush and you almost got to sit back down? This is what happened to Pearle. And I use that analogy to say this. Pearle has got to successful too goddamn fast. And it's like the blood in her head has rushed to her head where she need to take a goddamn seat because she got mangled in that debate. Disproportionately mangled. Somebody should have got out there with a referee shirt, threw in the towel and say, Pearle, you not built for this, and you underdeveloped and underprepared for this lady. Because I watch what you sent me, and hey, you know what, Monica, that link you sent me, man, that junk didn't work. I was trying to get up there. That's why I sent you them question marks. Like, yo, when you gonna respond?
Oh no, you know what it was? Because I made a whole different link because it wasn't doing the vertical feed, so I had to do a whole nother show, like redo it. That's what happened.
Okay. So that's why I wasn't up. Don't think I was trying to play you or nothing like that. I wasn't up.
No, that's cool. It's cool because I got to do a little like to talk and everything, got to do my thing. But it was interesting because somehow it's become a black and white thing. It's because Pam Mulatto got up here talking about abortion and immigration and why doesn't the black community care about their children, and somehow it became about abortion. And I'm like, bro, he's always coming up here just turning it into a racial and an immigration conversation. I don't know why.
Yeah, because a lot of people in their heads, they stuck in a certain timeline. You see what I'm saying? And he's stuck in that timeline. He can't go beyond his nose. So if that's what his thought process is, and that's what his day-to-day activity isn't his thoughts, then that's what he gonna always get up here and talk about. But it's all
Yeah,
good. We roll over those type
we
of
were
people.
talking about Disney princesses, and he gonna come up there where you know that one of them was an immigrant. You know, just
Yeah,
like
yeah. What
well,
the,
you know,
what the,
Disney was ran by a bunch of immigrants. It's like,
yeah, like, what are you talking about?
no matter
But
what I'm talking about on this show, he come up here talking about immigration. Like, trust me,
yeah,
I'm going to
that's
do
what's
a
on his
show.
mind.
I swear I'm gonna do a show about immigration and ICE just for you, Pam Mulatto, so that you can spout all of your hateful views on the immigrants and you can get it all off your chest. I think that's what it is. He needs to have a show he can start talk all his hatred of the immigrants off and get it all off his chest.
And
Meanwhile,
once he get it all out, tell him don't never come back to the channel. They ain't gonna
right,
spewing that type of rhetoric no more. You gonna give him an
right, get it
opportunity
off your
first and then
chest
last.
and stop it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's people that's really being hurt out here. And my thing is that if he's gonna be pro life on one end, you gotta be pro life on the other. There was a baby who almost got, I think if the baby even is alive, or almost got it stopped breathing yesterday because they did a flash bomb in the car of a guy he was taking his kids. He was trying to take his kids away from that neighborhood because ICE was like kind of storming the neighborhood. So
Mhm.
his kids were getting into a car, and someone threw a flash bomb, like 5, 6 flash bombs at the car, and the 6-month-old baby stopped breathing. It was a black guy, yep, and his kids and his family.
Yeah, it's getting wicked out here, man. Everybody got to be prepared, man. It's getting wicked, but
Yeah,
eventually, and for me, it ain't. And I ain't trying to make this an immigration show, but it's not even about ICE and the immigrants. What it is what they're using this as for a test ground to actually see how much the American people will take. Think about that. And they can use the immigrants as a breathing ground or as a test ground to see what the American people gonna take. What are y'all gonna stand for and what y'all not gonna stand for? Because eventually, let's say we got every one of them out of our country. Eventually, it's gonna turn on who?
exactly. They have to
Uh-huh.
have some enemy. It's always got to be
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
opposition. Somebody that they
Right.
got to have something against. You know.
Uh-huh. It's gonna be an enemy. They got if it ain't one, they'll create an enemy. And so yeah, it might not be ICE if they get everybody out of the country, but then it'll be, martial law and they'll be using our own military. And most Americans not gonna turn on America, so they'll go get foreigners and then use them as a I ain't gonna say too much. You already know my situation. I ain't gonna say too much. Let me stop
Right,
talking about
right.
that.
The whole thing,
Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah,
I
let me
think that
stop.
people are being really,
They being bamboozled.
yeah, and people are able to, they're because it's not in their backyard. NYMB, not in my backyard. In
Hmm. I gotta
YMB,
mute up. Hey, Monica, I gotta mute up.
not in my backyard. It's not in your backyard, so therefore you're not affected by it directly. So people are being very cold blooded about it until it comes around their corner and ends up on their front lawn. Then they'll see how serious it is, and so that's what I say about that. But anyway, getting back to this just Pearly thing. So even with all this stuff going on with immigration and this, that, the other, ICE and all these riots and everything going on, is people are still debating feminism, and I think it's a weird thing to have a debate on feminism in a time like this. You know what I'm saying? But it's interesting, right at the time where they like fire a bunch of people, now they're having a debate on feminism. Like, so is it like a thing? I think it's like they're trying to take everybody back to the 50s and 60s or the 20s. They want that whole step for why I think that's what's going on. And then you have this person championing that whole movement, this Pearly thing. But it's not going to work because she's not even fit to even. She's not even a strong debater. She doesn't. She's going to have to go and get some classes on how to be a better debater. So let's
Actually end up gaining more weight than their wives do. And who cares?
Men.
I mean, have a conversation with your partner. Encourage her. Be an adult.
How can men and women be equal?
Especially if she's giving you
How can men and
children.
women be equal when one is expected to die for the other?
I don't expect anyone to die for anyone else. I don't know what that even comes
Yeah,
from.
but men are willing to die for you every day. The men in the police force,
what you want
the
to
men in
debate
the
about.
military.
What about the women in the police force?
They're 10% and they cause so many
what?
problems.
Who cares what percentage women make up of the police force?
Yeah,
They're in
but
the police force. My sister-in-law's a cop, actually.
They can't do the same jobs. There's videos on the
You should
internet
see my
everywhere of
sister-in-law.
women getting their guns taken because they're not strong enough.
Are you just making things up?
He's just making things up.
Hey, look, hey, Monica, real quick, I can say something. Pearl's talking points come from the internet. They're regurgitated, recycled talking points that she hear from men on the internet. And that's probably the reason why she used the internet to start her podcast, because she thought, well, I believe this, I agree with this. Let me go ahead and start making conversations and, making YouTube channels about it, right? She never thought she was gonna get this big, this fast. And that's why she can't defend her position, because it's not her position. It's other people talking points. And she's not well researched, or she's not a historian as far as history go. But this is what happened when you take other people's talking points and you use them as if they're your talking points. You get dismantled in an argument.
That's exactly what's happening. Because I'm like, man, how do you? I mean, she's not able to answer any questions, and that's what are we doing here? I mean, and you can see that she just freezes up. It's like, what is? It's almost like she got stage fright or something.
And how would you know what you get out of marriage if you haven't experienced marriage in the first place? I'm not saying that as a personal attack. I really hope that Pearle meets the love of her life and gets married. It's not about that. But you trash it without really understanding what the benefits are.
Why do we have phrases like it's cheaper to keep her?
Pearle.
What are we talking about? This is a debate.
Answer the question.
Divorce is expensive. And by the way, on purpose, to discourage people from getting divorced in the first place.
Why do we have phrases like happy wife, happy life?
Because it's true.
Oh my God, this sound like she's
Same
arguing
with happy
with
husband,
a
happy
4-year-old.
life.
Pearle sounds like a 4-year-old. Seriously,
Man.
no lie. She sounds like a little kid, man. Seriously.
You should have seen her reading off her points and stuff. She was reading it like she was holding it like she was in the 6th grade doing a project, a report.
Pearle
Go
should
to the front of the class and read your report, Pearle. That's how
Pearle should actually get up. She should come back on her channel, her YouTube channel, and she should apologize to the viewing public that she was underprepared. And she appreciate the support that people give her and her channel, but talking points like this, these are panderers. Pearle is how would I say this? Pearle is no different than somebody you see homeless on the street begging for money, because Pearle do get compensated for quote unquote her work, but in actuality, it ain't her work. The talking points ain't hers. He pandered to a specific genre of people, just like Corey Holcomb. It's a fact. But when you dig into them, they don't know crap. It's a fact.
Oh, do you think that Pearly thinks like similar to a Corey Holcomb, like a similar like type of a person?
Yeah, but
or
yeah,
even
but see,
Anytime Daniel, I think they all kind of have that same internet talking point. Smart on the internet, dumb in real life.
There we go. 100
Whenever you
million
like just
quadrillion.
ChatGPT right quick, and then you seem like you're a genius, but it's like no, if you don't have anything memorized, if you don't have your points memorized.
Because they're not her points. They regurgitate, recycle points from other people, little stuff she had on YouTube Shorts. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If she was prepared, then she would have did real research, and she wouldn't be getting embarrassed by the lady from that news thing. I forgot her name. You wouldn't be getting embarrassed by that black lawyer guy. I forgot his name too, with the bald head, who all over the internet. These people are fools. But fools follow fools. Intelligence follows intelligence. So anybody that follow a Pearle is a fool, in my opinion.
Well, she had a whole bunch of people on her panel like after this whole thing, and it was weird because she actually was talking bad about Anna's husband and everything like that. It got real crazy. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this, and we're gonna get into how ridiculous it got, because she actually had the nerve after she lost terribly, and then she got on her own panel and badmouthed Anna.
I don't want to come home to an angry husband.
But that's not a phrase.
Do you have any other catchphrase or slogan you want to throw at me?
What do men get out of marriage?
What do men
They get a partner
that gains 25 pounds in the first 5 years.
Men get pretty fat too. I don't know if you've done a comparative analysis on that. They actually end up gaining more weight than their wives do. And who cares?
Men.
I mean, have a conversation.
Dude, the people in the audience gave her answer. Who cares? Men, man. Like, here's another thing is, why are they both dressed like is this like the new like white woman dress out like real like looking kind of manly, like blue, like it's kind of got this like surgical, like they're about to go work at a hospital or something like that. Like
They dress like Hillary Clinton would be.
do you think this is a political thing? Like, do you think both of these people, because this is like looking political, like
you can't.
You think they're trying to like get into like this like politics with this, or like trying to like show a new way of female politics or something like that?
So what it is that people dress for a certain reason. Different colors evoke different thought processes. So for example, blue represents teamwork, gray represents teamwork, red represents what? Dominance, leadership. So you're being saturated with different colors, even based off their clothes, to indicate to your psychology what type of what type of people they are. And you pick clothes on the subconscious level. Most people don't know. It does reflect what's going on in the mind. Yes, I think that they dress them because they're trying to weaponize and make this political. Women versus men, men versus women, right versus left, et cetera, pro-life, pro-choice, all of this stuff. So yes, because prior to today, nobody knew what word war debate was. Nobody never heard of this. I haven't until today. You see
Me
what I'm saying?
neither.
Exactly, but obviously it got traction and it's a big thing because when you sent me the link, it's all over the dang old internet. Now, not only this, I went back to other word wars. You see what I'm saying from previous years, just to look at what the talking points were.
Right. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, they trying to weaponize this and politicize it. It is what it is. It's the same thing, different date. It's the same thing, man. Pearle,
Yeah, I
Pearle
hadn't
needs
heard about that word something.
the same Pearle who saying all these things is the same Pearle who speaks down to quote unquote black women, making racist remarks, and then try to come back out and use statistical data to support her racist remarks. You see what I'm saying? This is
Yeah.
the same Pearle. So I hope y'all enjoy a Pearle. The only thing Pearle is, again, she got famous too fast, and it was unexpected for her. She watched a few Kevin Samuels videos. She watched a few Corey Holcomb videos, and she said she was gonna start her YouTube channel. And boom, this is what happened.
I'm ready now. You know what I'm saying?
Look. And now you see, you get what I'm saying, Monica. She wasn't going Kevin Samuels video, Corey Holcomb. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
She
I'm
didn't
gonna
do her research. You got to be, when you dealing with listen to this, you one brain. This is the thing. You are one brain as a person. Pearle, you have one brain. But when you're speaking condescendingly to the general public, right? What will happen is you got the whole internet, which is a hive mind, all going against your one brain. You have to come prepared. This is why people stay away from politics. This is why people stay away from left versus right. This is why people stay away from certain things and they make, goofy content or whatever have you. You see? Because they don't want the whole internet to turn on. You think Pearle can go out in regular life and feel comfortable knowing that she spewed racist remarks on the internet to the whole world? I'll guarantee you she don't feel comfortable in public. I mean, now prior to her having
I'm sure people come up to her saying stuff. I'm sure they do.
Yeah.
But listen, this is Anna's this is the story that did on the Young Turks. And I think she's a broadcaster on this channel, I think.
And your opponent says, "Oh yeah, I'm the bigger feminist than you." Okay, I guess the debate's over then.
Are you just making things up? Pearle, what are you doing? Like, seriously. Next question.
What the heck is this, bro? She was so unprepared. I mean, that's a long pause, like to just be steady.
Yeah. She's embarrassed. Pearle, if you guys look at her body language, Pearle is embarrassed. It is a person that is embarrassed and do not want to be there. Pearl want to hide in the closet right now.
Yeah, that's bad. This looks
She
terrible.
probably she probably said to herself, "God, please make me invisible right now so nobody can see me." But no, we see
But
you, fool.
if she has the microphone down, she's not even about to say anything because she's got the microphone just there.
Yeah, look, I did not do good at all. I don't understand how this woman was able to basically verbally abuse me with no recourse. Sorry, I shouldn't say abuse with the woman in me.
Anna, you talk for a living. It's kind of rich for you to come at me.
What, bitch, what do you do for a living? Well,
Man,
Now, the
she
part that
said
I don't like about
she shouldn't have called
TYT,
it BITCH. Yeah, that's crazy.
yeah, see, the part that I don't like about BYT is that, okay, yeah, you did a talking piece, you won, we all know, but when you win in battle, you don't take salt and put it into the wound. What TYT, this woman that represents TYT Media Broadcast, he rubbed salt into the room by going over and revamping what actually took place. He should have let it be. She already showed that Pearl is a fool, but anybody with intelligence can see that already. Take your victory and keep going.
But you know, I think it's because Pearl was talking mess. Pearl got on her channel, started talking about talking mess about her first. Did you watch that? That's what she said.
Yeah, that's was saying something and it actually happened, and it's two different things. I didn't see Pearl saying nothing other than she felt that she was verbally abusing whatever, whatever. But I think the lady from TYT should have left it alone. She should have took her W and got the heck on and went back to TYT news broadcast, and that's what she should have did. Not get up and give it more attention, because then what she's gonna do inherently is gonna make more people who don't know who a Pearl is go and follow a Pearl's channel. You know, it is what it is.
I think. See, she okay. She said.
What is up, guys? Welcome to it. I went to the doctor this morning, or not doctor, the dentist. Documentary finally asked after being demonetized for too much about it. I know that I did everything I could. I wish my nerves did not overcome me, but they did. And I know I studied, like, from the time I knew about the debate to the time that I did it. You know, this girl has 20 years of debate experience. I wish I did better, but I didn't. So, yeah, I mean, it's just, I'm sorry, guys. I really do wish I did better, but there's just sometimes it's very difficult talking to someone that'll go low, because then you just have to go lower. And if you stay high, you just have to listen to them, kind of bitch at you for an hour. 1 second. Hold on.
Was she really going low, or was she just that? What? How low? She didn't really go low, did she? Do you think that Anna went low?
I mean, when you got intelligence, I told you, even with the Corey Holcomb said, you don't got to use the word bitch. She didn't have to do that.
Yeah, it was kind of mean girl. So she was giving a little bit of mean girl action. You think?
Yeah. Again, she had already won the war. I mean, she already won the battle. Pearl's stupid. It is what not stupid, but Pearl is underprepared. But calling her a bitch and all that stuff, and you do stuff with integrity. Even with your enemies, you do stuff with honor. Just like the Japanese, they do stuff with honor.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, but listen, I've been on this thing for 2 hours, and I gotta go pick up my daughter. I'm gonna come back a little later to talk about the ICE situation, because we need to go. There's a lot going on in Minnesota right now with this ICE situation.
Yeah, and that's predicated from that one guy who did the research on those Somalian daycare centers that was getting millions of dollars and hundreds of $millions of government funding with no children in the daycare centers. That's what really blew the lid off the Minnesota thing. I was worried about no dang on Minnesota until that Caucasian guy did that that YouTube channel on where the government funding to all of these Somalian daycares, where was it going, and is it kids actually in the daycares? He did the information, did the research, put it on YouTube, and that's what sparked the FBI to going into Somalia and rounding all of them up.
Well, we're gonna like come back in about about an hour and a half and talk about maybe an hour to talk about that. I think we need to like go get into that, because I mean all this is cool. She got obliterated. She admitted that she lost. You know what I'm saying? It's no need in completely rubbing too much salt on the wound, but it was terrible. It
Terrible.
was awful. But I do kind of gloat in that because she's been such a jerk this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Especially
Okay.
when she talks about black women. Her and Charlie Kirk were like neck and neck talking mess about black people and their statistics. So like give us about an hour. Go pick up my kids from school and feed them and be a mom. And
Monica, make sure you send me the proper. Monica, make sure you send me the proper link this time.
I will.
I have a schedule.
Okay, I'll make sure I do that. I apologize about that. Like I said, I didn't have the two things going. So, but all right, guys. Much love. Peace out. See you guys in about an hour. We're gonna come back talking about the ICE situation. I'm gonna create the live stream for that in about say about 10 minutes, and you guys can go ahead and sign up so you guys can get the notification. And it should start about like I say about 4:30. We're gonna start talking about that. So see you then. Peace.
Just when I thought I couldn't find my way out, yeah, I searched the God in me to find my way out. I know it can seem way out, but the Creator flows to and through me from way out. I'm talking way out, yeah. See if you believe in the God in you, it's a better place. Creating